She'll get a bit grumpy and she'll look at me and then I have to do things.
Like what?
Oh, cook, clean the children, brush their teeth, do the diapers. And if I've done those things, she looks happy. I'm kidding. Hashtag I love my wife.
Okay.
If I make a joke about her mother, then she won't speak to me for like a month.
Hey everyone, if you follow me on social media, you saw that you could leave me your assumptions, the assumptions that you have about me. And I'm going to film a video today in which I react to those assumptions, letting you know if they are true or false. Now today's video is a little collab with Ju from the channel Jusi&Vince, and I will link her channel in the description box. She is my YouTube friend. Now that I am on YouTube, I meet a lot of new people and sometimes we become friends. And we haven't met in person yet, and I would really love that. But up until now that has not happened, but maybe in the future. And she's just really nice and she has a great YouTube channel. It is somewhat similar to mine. She also has cleaning videos and vlogs, but also things like recipes and grocery hauls and sometimes a fun video with her husband. And she is originally from Angola and her husband is Dutch and they live in the Netherlands, and they have an adorable son. Now we were talking about this type of video, reacting to assumptions, and we thought it would be fun to both film a video like that and make it a mini collab. So yeah, definitely check out her channel if you want to see her video in which she reacts to assumptions about her as well. And let her know in the comments that I sent you, and subscribe if you like her channel, of course. Now let's go right ahead and start with the assumptions. And the first assumption about me is that I eat very healthy. And I do try to eat healthy in general, but it's really not healthy eating 100% of the time, not by far. I think I eat healthy like 80% of the time and then 20% not as healthy. And but in that 20% I do try to make the best choice that I can make. So I always look at the ingredient list, and I have an app in which you can check the additives that were added to a food. So in Europe you have the E numbers. So for example, you may see on the ingredient lists E472. So I look it up in my app and it shows you if it's red, orange or green. The red ones are very unhealthy. The orange ones, there may be a little doubt about it if it's healthy or unhealthy. And the green ones are safe, supposedly. So I always try to make sure that I don't eat foods with the red additives, but you know, sometimes I do, because it's surprising in how many foods those unhealthy additives are. So it's hard to avoid them, but I try to avoid them as much as I can, because to be honest, I'm a little scared of them. And you know, I'm breastfeeding and I just want to eat healthy. Also for myself, but also for my daughter. So on to the next assumption. And by the way, I will ask my husband to reply to some of your assumptions about me as well, because you know, he's with me all the time, also when I'm not filming a video. So he is an expert, of course, on how I really am. But I will have to see if he has time, because he's a little busy, and if he wants to reply on camera. I have to warn you that he's probably joking around half of the time. It's sometimes hard to get him to be a little serious, although he can be very serious. So a little disclaimer. But the next assumption is, I assume you're vegetarian like nature, and you're so sweet that you have a lot of patience and rarely lose your temper. I'm not a vegetarian. I do like nature, that's true, although it's not like I go to the woods every week. But yeah, I do love it. I do really love nature. And so sweet that I have a lot of patience and rarely lose my temper. Well, I think in general I do have a lot of patience, but at the same time, you know, when you have children, it is really hard to be patient all the time, and that's the case for me as well. I think my daughter agrees. So I do lose my temper sometimes, but yeah, maybe, I guess not as much, and I do try not to, of course, because I think it is my responsibility to be a calm parent, because that's what I feel is best for my children. Yeah, instead of losing my patience, I try to take a deep breath, count to 10, go to another room. But of course I don't always succeed at it, and I can be a little bit impatient with Victor from time to time. Then someone sent me those hearts. Thank you so much. And the next assumption, you're a mom with 2 little ones. That's right. And you live in a world very different than mine. Now she didn't specify what her world looks like, but yeah, I guess that could be true. People around the world live such different lives, and it's always really interesting to see. YouTube is a great way, of course, to have a look into someone's life. But yeah, we can have very, very different worlds that we live in. Now then, there are some assumptions on the topic of cleaning. You know how to clean your space, and you want to motivate others that it's super easy. Yeah, I guess I do know how to clean my space. I do it all the time. And yes, I do want to motivate others that it's super easy. I wouldn't say that it's super easy, especially when you have children. It's quite hard to find the time, at least, to clean. I don't have a hard time motivating myself. It's just hard to find the time to clean. And but I do want to motivate others. I always think to myself, or hope that it might be comforting to see me clean every week for you guys, for whoever is watching, just to know that someone else is going through the same tedious tasks every week as well. I mean, you're not alone. My laundry never ends as well, and my dishes never end as well. I always have to sweep and mop and, you know, change the bed sheets. We all have to go through the same thing, and I always hope it is encouraging and comforting to watch my video, to know that there is someone else out there who is going through the same, and you know, we're all going through the same. As mothers, as housewives, as, you know, even when you don't have a family or don't have children, the household is just a never-ending thing, and I would be happy if someone got motivation from my videos. Now, the next assumption is you only keep your house clean and organized for the camera. Well, I keep my house clean and organized for my family. They are my priority, and I know they just have a much better day, or at least my husband has a much better day when the house is clean and organized. That just means a lot to him. Vera is moving the tripod, sorry. And for myself as well, I feel a lot better when everything is clean and organized. And I also really want to set an example for my children that it is important to clean up and to clean your house. Jordan Peterson puts it really nice. I talked a little bit about Jordan Peterson in one of my vlogs. I will link it in the card. And he says, clean up your room and you'll know what to do next. I think it's just really, I guess, liberating, or it can put things into perspective if you don't have all the clutter that distracts you. So yeah, for my family, and there's also a lot of cleaning and organizing that happens off camera. So I think, yeah, that goes to show it's not only for YouTube. So the next assumption is, looks like you like your home tasks. That is true. I like most of the home tasks. Cleaning the fridge is not my favorite. And there are a few little things that I don't really like, but in general I do like my home tasks. And you're a good mom and a strong woman. Well, thank you so much for your kind words. I always try to be a good mom. You know, I chose to have children, and it's my responsibility to be a good mother to them. And I think you can make a choice every day what kind of mother you want to be. And even when it comes to losing your temper, I think it's always a choice. You always have a choice to lose your temper or to not lose your temper. And I really want to be a good and calm and loving mother to them. And I try really hard. And You know, if you say you think that I'm a good mom, I must do something right, so that's really encouraging. But of course, I am with myself all the time, and I also know the areas in which I could improve. And I try to improve and do my very best. And a strong woman, well, thanks again for your kind and sweet comments. You know, I like to think so, that I'm a strong woman, because it is good to think positively about yourself. And I know the things that I've been through in my life. I have had my fair share of hardship, difficulties. And I think I'm still doing pretty well, despite all of that. Despite all of what happened, you know. So yeah, I like to think so. But you know, at the same time, of course, there's still so many challenges that I haven't found the courage yet to face. So yeah, there's always room to improve. Now the next assumption is that my mother used to keep a very clean house, and that is true. She cleans weekly. I think she, for example, cleaned the bathroom weekly. The toilets she cleans, I think, twice a week. I also asked my sister about this, if she felt the same way, and she also thought that it was pretty clean when we grew up, and nothing like OCD or something, but just really, you know, a good clean house. Next assumption says you are a very clean person. I learned cleaning a lot from you. Well, I'm really happy to hear it. I am a pretty clean person. Again, if I can find the time to clean, which is sometimes challenging with 2 little ones. And I would say I am more clean than I am organized. And that is something I've explained before. My husband is really organized, and I'm getting better at it. But I'm the clean one when it comes to the 2 of us. The next assumption is you hate mess, and I guess that is true. I really don't like it when it's messy. So now, for example, I had the choice between cleaning up the house and filming a video, and I chose to film a video, but I really don't like how messy it is. So the next assumption is I assume you love your family very much. You take such good care of your husband and little ones and home. You are a wonderful mother. Thank you so much for your kind and encouraging words. I do love my family very much. My husband, my children, and also our parents and brothers and sisters. I love to spend time with them. I'm really a family person, I guess. And yeah, I will ask my husband to respond if I take good care of him. That would be interesting. So one of the assumptions is that I take good care of you.
Mama.
That's correct. Yeah, Lucinda is a real caring person, and she loves to cook healthy things. Oh my goodness. And well, she's really a gentle person. Has a lot of patience, so that's a good thing for me. I'm really happy with her. And she cooks nice, and she's really thoughtful. Yeah, I already said that. With small gifts and, well, doing the things I like. I like orderly house. It's really good. I'm really happy with it.
And do I ever get mad at you?
Yes, she does.
Mama, so.
She can get a bit grumpy, but she doesn't show it directly. And then I'm like, what's going on? And if things really get out of hand, which they rarely do, Lucinda slams with doors. She slams with doors. Yep. So yeah, but she also really found a way in dealing with the more difficult emotions by writing a lot, and well, our communication is really good. I suppose, yeah, that's what I think, really. And well, that's how she is. She can get a bit grumpy, but then she opens up and gets overboard, man. Slamming those doors. Oh man. Yeah, slamming doors.
Now here's the next assumption, that you are the most organized person on the planet to have time to keep your house spotless, do laundry and take care of a baby. I think you live by a tight schedule. Well, I'm really not the most organized person on the planet, and my house is not spotless. And a tight schedule, well, I do try to make the most of my days, but you know, with 2 little ones, I cannot stick to a schedule because they always have their own plans. They decide how the day will go, but I do try to make the most of nap time and the evenings if Vera is sleeping early. And I have a to-do list, and I try to accomplish as much as I can during the day. And of course, I prioritize the children, so you know, I try to give them most of my attention. And then when they nap or in the evenings, I try to, you know, clean up and get things done. And about my house being spotless, I'm not really sure why people think my house is spotless. Maybe because you see me cleaning the house every Monday in my video. And of course my house is really clean when I cleaned everything. But it gets dusty and dirty very fast, just like any house, and I have to keep up with it, which is a challenge, and I don't succeed at keeping my house spotless. Maybe in the future when the children are bigger, but as of right now, no, it's really not spotless. The next assumption is that you are always quiet and reserved and that you never laugh too loudly. Well, I do laugh loudly sometimes, you know, so loud that my abs hurt. I know that feeling. But maybe not as much as more extroverted people. My husband can really make me laugh. He jokes around all the time. He can be very serious as well, but he teases me a lot and makes me laugh. And I am pretty quiet and reserved, not as much to my husband, although, you know, my personality is just very calm and quiet. But I can joke around with him as well. And I guess to other people I can be even more quiet and reserved. Part of it is because I have social anxiety. I've struggled with this for most of my life, and it's getting better over the years, and I've had therapy for it. So I learned some tools how to deal with it, and I don't try to stress about it because that makes it even worse. But it can flare up randomly. So even with people that I've known for a long time, friends or family, it's really annoying, and I get really tense, and I try not to let the other person know, but I guess you can notice it if you know me a little bit. And it's really hard to get out of that state. I guess you can, I don't know how to say it. But yeah, it's really annoying how it can flare up randomly. And apart from that, I'm from a calm family. We're all pretty quiet and reserved. Not all the time, we can joke around, but yeah, I'm not used to being around people who display their emotions really strongly. And I don't have a problem with it with other people, although it can be a little, you know, my husband, he can be really intense. He's from a louder family. So I had to get used to the way he displays his emotions. But for me, I don't express them really strongly, especially if I don't feel at ease somewhere. But at the same time, I am on the inside pretty emotional. I mean, I can cry happy tears and sad tears really easily. But I try to not show it, if that makes sense. It's just a little uncomfortable to me to show too much emotion, but I wish I would be better at that. And then the next assumption is along those lines. It says soft-spoken, tidy, simple and calm. And then there are a few more. You are a great mother and wife. Been a fan since 2017. Thank you so much, that means a lot. And you are a sweet person. So I am soft-spoken, that is true. And to me it sounds like a normal volume. And because of it, I always forget that I am soft-spoken, and it's hard sometimes for people to understand me, especially in noisy situations like in a cafe or at parties. So I don't really like to be around crowds, you know, groups of people, because it's hard to have a conversation. And I can talk loud, but it sounds really unnatural to me, and it doesn't come natural to me. So I really have to put in effort, but like I said, I tend to forget because my voice sounds really normal to me. But when people repeatedly say to me like, I'm sorry, excuse me, what did you say? Then I try to talk a little bit louder, but it's kind of difficult. So I like to have a conversation in more quiet environments, and being in a loud cafe can make me really nervous because, well, it's almost impossible to have a conversation, and add to that my social anxiety. Yeah, the cafe is not really the place to be for me. Now, thank you so much for sending me all of your assumptions. It was a really fun video to film. And don't forget to check out Ju's video. She's also reacting to assumptions. And before I forget, this video is also a giveaway video. So I'm having a red apron, the one that I've been wearing lately as well. And I really love it. I bought it myself and I have my name printed on it. And the one that I'm giving away is just a plain red one. Now I'm a little distracted because there's a group of teenage boys outside staring through my window. I'm sitting in front of the window and yeah, the entire street can see me. But it's a very fun apron and it's from the brand Flirty Apron. Now the other product that I can give away is from the brand Duvolle. It is a brush set, a skincare set. They've sent me one to try and also one to give away. And yeah, it's a great set. I really love to use it. It just feels really good on your skin. So I will put the information to the products in the description box, as well as how to enter the giveaway. And this will be it for today. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Okay, guys, now give your assumptions about me. I'm looking forward to it. I'm doing this once in a lifetime. Bye-bye.
Isn't this the good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies.